Ladies and gents, in this video, I want to quickly show you guys my day one raid setup. Now, I'm going to have two of them pretty much. The first one that I'm going to show you guys is going to be the Void 3.0. And I have a second one in case I need more ad control maybe or something like that, is a Stasis setup. So let's first go ahead and start with the Void 3.0. We're going to talk about the armor pieces, the aspects, and then we're going to take a look at the weapons. Okay, on the helmet, as you guys can see, I'm going to be running rocket launcher ammo finder and trace rifle ammo finder. This is there for the Stasis build that we'll go over here in a few minutes, but I can always swap these out depending on what weapon I'm going to be using. Now for the gloves, we're going to be using Well of Tenacity and Overloaded SMG or auto rifle in case we run into overloads. Once again, these are very easy to change around depending on what enemies we're going to go around, but Well of Tenacity is very important here because this build is kind of built around void wells most of the time, so that's very important. Now on the chest piece, we're going to be using Font of Might to increase that damage every time we pick up a void well, and obviously you want more survivability, and if you do want that, these new mods from the artifact, the solar damage resistance and the arc damage resistance, by the way, that's just one mod. This one right here, it's called thermoshock plating. Obviously you see grenade launcher reserves here, but once again, these reserve mods and ammo finder mods are something you can change along the way. On the boots, since we're using the void wells as mentioned, these mods are very important. Picking up a void elemental well grants your void weapons volatile rounds, which then causes a lot of explosions, and then you go invisible, and it also increases survivability thanks to invis. So all of this is built around that. And finally, on the class item, we have the Reaping Wellmaker, and this is what makes the whole void wells possible on the hunter. Not just possible, but it just makes it very easy because every time you dodge, you get a kill after your dodge, you will be creating void wells. And because of that, as you guys can see, I'm running max mobility. Now on the class item, you also see Lucent Finisher and Overload Grenades. Now I think that the Lucent Finisher is extremely important. This comes from the artifact, and the reason being is if you see a champion or a light bearer and you use your finisher on them, they will drop heavy ammo, not just for you, but your whole team. So this can be very powerful. Make sure to slap this bad boy on. If you're a hunter, you want to be running max mobility. That's pretty much a must because the more dodges you have, the better this whole build will work. For the grenade, I'm going to be running Vortex Grenade. The aspects are going to be Vanishing Step and Stylish Executioner. This is what you need in order to go invis every time you use those volatile rounds and get kills and so on. So this is a must. As for the fragments, Echo of Delation, Echo of Domineering, Echo of Leeching, and then finally Echo of Remnants. Now for the weapons, this is what I like to do on day one. In every slot, I want to have something that gives me long range, mid range, and close range, right? In this case, for example, I have my favorite scout rifle when it comes to PvE, Transfiguration. This hits like a truck, and it's actually really, really good for top tier content, for high level content, because you know you want to stay back sometimes, get the snipers out of the way. This is a very strong weapon. And then for close range, if I need it, I have Heritage with Reconstruction, which means that, you know, I can get like 12-14 rounds in a mag, which is just crazy on a shotgun. And let's say I need something more mid-range, I can always use a submachine gun. We also have Osteostriga right here, which is a perfect option thanks to its poison. In the energy slot, we have a fusion rifle, we have a bow, we also have the funnel web with Subsistence and Thresh. Now for the heavy, I'm gonna have three main heavies that I'm gonna focus on when it comes to exotics. That's gonna be Galahorn, it's gonna be Parasite, and then finally Deathbringer. All of these are really, really good right now, and I feel like Parasite has that insane burst damage. So in case we get like a close-up boss fight, I think this is gonna be my option. Get a lot of ad kills before the boss fight and then use this on the boss with the 20 stack, which will be doing insane amounts of damage. And if I need to use a legendary one, this is my favorite rocket at the moment, Tomorrow's Answer with a clown cartridge, and this gives me the ability to shoot 2 rockets without reloading. Then I can just dodge and shoot another 2 rockets right away, which is really, really handy. By the way, I'm going to be using Shadow Shot. Having that ability to control the ads so often in the game, especially in a day one raid, is very important. So for me personally, it's an easy pick, and in combination with Orpheus, you get a bunch of super energy back, which is another great thing. So this is going to be my Void 3.0 build. Now let me quickly show you guys my Stasis build that I'm going to be rocking. So this build is going to be built around some crazy ad control if we need to, right? Now, as you guys can see, I have tier 9 mobility, but I just have to move around some mods. I don't want to waste my time on that right now, but I will be having max mobility in the raid. The exotic we're going to be using is the Renewal Grasps. Guys, if you haven't tried this shit out, it's absolutely insane. You throw this grenade, which, by the way, the radius increases and stacks with the touch of winter, and it's just huge, okay? And you get tons of freezes. You get the crystal in the grenade, which will give you more resist. But not only that, but this exotic has an amazing perk, Depth of Dusk Field. Your Dusk Field grenades have a much larger effect radius. Allies inside the Dusk Field take reduced damage, and targets inside the area deal reduced damage, okay? So once you, let's say you throw this grenade, get tons of freezes, you're in the grenade, you're gonna be taking less damage. Same goes for your teammates. And not only that, but your enemies are gonna be dealing less damage, which means that your survivability is off the charts here. And with this overall build that I'm going to show you, you're going to have your grenades all the time, which is crazy, right? First, let's take a look at the mods on the armor. We're going to obviously have the Reaping Wellmaker. Once again, you dodge, you create the wells that you need for your subclass. Font of Might, as you can see right here, we have 2 of them. And then on the helmet, we have Rocket Launcher Ammo Finder, Trace Rifle Ammo Finder. This is why it was here in the first place for the Stasis build. But as mentioned, you can always swap these around. Now on the boots, I also have Melee Wellmaker. And for Stasis, that is perfect because you get 2 melees and they do tons of damage. So the thing is, if there's a lot of enemies running at you that don't have a lot of HP, you just throw the melee and you create a lot of wells. Grenade choice is pretty obvious. It's going to be Dusk Field with Aspect, Grim Harvest, and a touch of Winter. Let's take a look at the fragments now. Whisper of Fissures, Whisper of Torment, Whisper of Impetus. Next one is Whisper of Chains, and then finally Whisper of Shards. So pretty much, guys, everything here is built around the grenade. You take damage, you get grenade energy, you shatter a crystal, you get grenade energy, and that's what you want. You want to be throwing those dusk fields as often as possible. And the weapon here is very important. It's going to be Ager's Scepter. This weapon is so underrated, man. And now it's got a buff for the damage because it's an exotic trace rifle, and the ad control is out of this world. Also, when you have all the correct fragments, the explosions you get from all these frozen enemies and the crystals is increased, and it just changed all those crazy freezes. In my humble opinion, man, if you're looking for some crazy ad control, this is the way to go. Okay, crazy fam, that's a quick overview of my builds for day 1 raid. We're going to be streaming today. It's going to be pretty much a 24-hour stream, so I can't wait to see every single one of you guys there. It's going to be tons of fun. We have some day 1 clears in Destiny 2, have some day 1 clears in Destiny 1, and man, I cannot wait to get my hands on this raid. Actually, the last Wish raid, we were one of the first teams in the world that got to the final boss, but then it didn't really go that well. Reason being, guys, is our teammate was like, guys, we're at the boss, I'm gonna quickly go get some dinner, right? Then the guy leaves. We're like, yeah, sure, man, you know, yeah, get some rest, get some food in, and let's keep going. And the guy left, and he came back in a month. And no, I'm not messing around. Like, it was literally a month. Literally a month later, we see him online. He never messaged us, nothing. It was pretty sad because we're at the boss really fast, and then we had to spend like 3 to, I think, even 5 hours searching for someone because people really didn't want to start at the boss. Everybody wanted to give it a go from the beginning, so it was really hard to find people. And then by the time we found someone, we only had like 2 or 3 hours left with the boss. We're really heartbroken about that. So this time we have a very solid team, and we are going to get it done. I love that emblem. I want that exotic. Everything about day 1 just seems right, feels right, sounds good. So we're getting it done. If you guys did enjoy the video, and only if you did, slap that like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, never ever forget to share that positive energy all around. Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.